Ever stop to think about what actually happens the instant you hit print? You tap one tiny button, and just a few seconds later, a completely blank sheet of paper comes out covered with words, photos, or colorful graphics. But here's the part almost nobody talks about. Your printer has never seen your document. It doesn't know what a photo is. It can't read a single word. It doesn't even understand colors. So, how does it recreate everything so perfectly? What's happening inside that little box sitting quietly on your desk? The answer is far more incredible than most people realize. Because the moment you press print, thousands of tiny operations begin almost instantly. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why a printer is one of the most precise machines most people own. So, let's crack it open. Everything starts long before any ink touches the paper. When you press print, your computer doesn't send a picture. Instead, it sends instructions. Think of it like giving a construction crew a blueprint instead of a finished building. The printer receives information about exactly where every letter belongs, where every image should appear, how large everything should be, which colors need to be used, and even the exact position of millions of tiny dots. But here's where things get really interesting. Inside the printer is a controller board. You can think of it as the printer's brain. Its first job isn't printing anything. Instead, it breaks the entire page into millions of microscopic dots. Not lines, not shapes, not letters, just tiny dots. So now the ink is ready. But there's still one huge problem. Even if every ink droplet is perfectly controlled, what happens if the paper moves at the wrong time? The entire page would be ruined. That's why printers rely on an incredibly precise paper transport system. The moment printing begins, rubber pickup rollers grab a single sheet from the paper tray. Sensors immediately check. Did only one sheet enter? Is it perfectly straight? Is there a paper jam? If anything looks wrong, the printer stops before wasting ink. Meanwhile, the printhead races back and forth across the page at high speed. After each pass, the paper advances by an almost invisible distance. Then the printhead moves again. This process repeats over and over until millions of tiny dots become one complete image. That's the clicking and buzzing sound you hear. It's not random noise. It's dozens of motors and sensors working together with split-second precision. But here's where things get even crazier. Most printers create every color you see, using only for inks: cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. So where do green, orange, purple, or even realistic skin tones come from? The answer is an optical illusion. The printer never mixes liquid inks together inside the cartridge. Instead, it places microscopic colored dots incredibly close to one another. Your eyes blend those dots into entirely new colors. Tiny cyan and yellow dots appear green. Magenta and yellow become orange. Magenta and cyan create purple. By changing the size, spacing, and density of these microscopic dots, the printer can reproduce millions of different shades. The higher the printer's DPI, or dots per inch, the smaller those dots become, and the sharper every detail looks. Now let's switch technologies. Because not every printer uses liquid ink. Laser printers work in a completely different way. Instead of spraying ink, they use an ultrafine powder called toner. Inside the printer, a laser beam draws an invisible electrical pattern onto a rotating drum. The toner sticks only to those charged areas. As the paper passes underneath, the toner transfers onto the page. But it isn't permanent yet. So the paper travels through a pair of heated rollers called diffuser. Extreme heat and pressure melt the toner into the paper, creating a sharp, dry, and durable print in just seconds. And that's why laser printers are famous for producing crisp text at incredible precision. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, make sure to hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more fascinating videos about how technology really works. And don't forget to press the bell icon so you never